Welcome back to LFC Transfer Hub, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool. Today we've got huge transfer drama and breaking news.
Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Arne Slot told now is time to give brilliant Liverpool star run of games. Former Liverpool midfielder Didi Hamann says Andy Robertson should be brought back into the starting 11 for a sustained period of time after he impressed in the Champions League midweek. 21-year-old Milos Kerkez, who was signed from Bournemouth for a fee of around $54 million, £40 million, this summer, has had a mixed start to life at Anfield. Slot brought Robertson into the team against Eintracht Frankfurt, and he assisted the equalising goal scored by Hugo Ekitike against his former side. While Kerkez is likely to be the main man at left-back in the long term, Hamann says it would be beneficial to play Robertson for now while the Hungary star gets up to speed. If you bring a player in, you want to use him, and Kerkez wasn't cheap either, Hamann told eSports News. But I think it's time now to give Robertson a run of games because he's been a brilliant player. He was unfortunate in a few games last season, getting sent off, giving away 1 or 2 penalties. But yeah, I think it's time to give him a run of games because now you need players you trust and who are settled. He's got a great relationship with Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk. I would like to see him get a run of games now. Robertson could stay in the team when Liverpool travels to Brentford this weekend. The Reds are looking to end a run of 3 consecutive defeats in the Premier League, and Arne Slot was asked about squad rotation earlier today. It's not only about new signings and that changes things, he said. It's about a lot of very good players, so what is your best lineup? A lot of things go into that. The team you face, the tactics the other team plays with, the form of the player and the connections between the players. I think if you look at all the big clubs in the world, they all have more than 11 players that can play a game. For me, it has always been something I expected after the many changes we've had during the summer that it could take time, also even after we won 7 games in a row. Liverpool gets timely boost after Arne Slot loses another player to injury. Liverpool can breathe a sigh of relief after Connor Bradley managed to avoid receiving a suspension during the Reds' emphatic 5-1 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt. The Northern Ireland international was brought on as a 19th-minute substitute to replace Jeremy Frimpong as Arne Slot's team fought back from behind to secure a convincing triumph in Germany. Bradley had already received yellow cards in Liverpool's opening 2 Champions League fixtures against Atletico Madrid and Galatasaray. Should he have been cautioned once more against Eintracht Frankfurt, the fullback would have faced a 1-match suspension under UEFA regulations, ruling him out of the Reds' upcoming Champions League encounter at home to Real Madrid. According to Article 63.02, from the first match in the league phase, players and team officials are suspended for the next competition match after 3 cautions, that did not result in a red card, as well as after any subsequent odd-numbered caution, 5th, 7th, 9th, etc. However, despite his early appearance against Frankfurt, Bradley escaped such disciplinary action against the German side. While he remains just 1 booking away from a ban, he is at least available to face Madrid on November 4th. His availability will provide a welcome lift for Liverpool following Frimpong's withdrawal due to a hamstring problem on Wednesday. The Reds also witnessed record signing Alexander Isak substituted at the interval owing to a groin concern. Slot confirmed following the final whistle that the Netherlands international had suffered a hamstring injury and was now anticipated to be out of action for several weeks. It's not helpful with Alisson and Giovanni Leone already out that I expect Jeremy Frimpong to definitely be out now for a few weeks, the Dutchman admitted. Jeremy is a hamstring issue. He came back from a hamstring injury a few weeks ago. Now, unfortunately, he's had to go off. A summer acquisition from Bayer Leverkusen, Frimpong has already been absent for 2 fixtures this campaign due to a prior hamstring problem. He was withdrawn during his Premier League bout against Bournemouth in August, and didn't feature again until following the September international window. With Bradley unavailable for Liverpool's opening 2 encounters of the season owing to his own hamstring complaints sustained during pre-season, Slot has been compelled to deploy Dominik Szoboszlai as an emergency right-back on multiple occasions throughout the campaign thus far. Joe Gomez and Wataru Endo remain viable alternatives if needed, though the Reds will be hoping that Bradley can remain injury-free with the 22-year-old now potentially poised for a sustained spell in the Liverpool first team during Frimpong's absence. With Bradley being the only natural right-back option available for the Reds, Slot will be relieved that he won't be left without him due to suspension in the upcoming match against Madrid. Liverpool is preparing to face off against its former vice-captain, Trent Alexander-Arnold, when the team welcomes the La Liga outfit to Anfield next month. In addition, while Bradley is just one European yellow card away from a suspension, Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch are the only other players in Slot's team who have received bookings in the Champions League this season. Both were given yellow cards in last month's loss to Galatasaray, putting them at risk of a one-match ban if they receive a second yellow card in any of Liverpool's upcoming European matches before the quarter-finals end. Gravenberch was absent from the trip to Frankfurt due to a twisted ankle, but Slot had previously expressed optimism that the Dutch player would be ready for the Reds' match against Brentford on Saturday. $39 million Liverpool star told to expect quick learning curve after early chance under Arne Slot. Former Liverpool goalkeeper David James is a big fan of Georgi Mamardashvili, but he believes the summer arrival from Valencia is under big pressure to perform in the coming weeks. Alisson Becker is currently sidelined with a hamstring injury and Mamardashvili has been deputizing. At the current moment, there has been no exact timeline placed on a return for the Brazilian, though he was spotted training alone at the AXA training center earlier this week. This weekend, Arne Slot's side travels to take on Brentford in the Premier League, having lost each of its last 3 games in that competition. Liverpool did at least beat Eintracht Frankfurt in Europe midweek in a morale-boosting victory. In this situation, Liverpool haven't been in great form, James told Liverpool.com. The results haven't been going their way. Now he's been put into that team, so it is going to be a very quick learning curve for him. They've got some massive fixtures coming up in the next few weeks. At £29 million, $39 million, he is not the most expensive goalkeeper. But you would think them spending that kind of money, having him on loan for a year, is because they think he can handle those occasions. I'm sure he'll do fine. Mamardashvili will line up for Liverpool against Brentford. If he is taken out of the side and rested for the visit of Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, that could offer a hint that Alisson is not yet nearing a comeback. It's one of those things, James, speaking on behalf of Ask Gamblers, continued. Normally, going back to my career, to get back in the side is because the person you're replacing is through lack of form. If the goalkeeper is having a lack of form, then usually the team is not in a very good place. So it could add a little bit more pressure in some ways. Speaking to Liverpool.com in July 2024, the ex-England shotstopper, who was part of the Euro 2024 analysis team for UEFA, said he had been impressed with Mamardashvili before news of Liverpool's interest emerged. Mamardashvili was amazing at saving shots, he said, noting, however, that no goalkeeper in the world is as complete as Alisson is at the moment. With the Liverpool number 1 absent, Mamardashvili will have the opportunity to prove his quality until he returns. In the longer term, he will hope to make the first-choice jersey his own full-time.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe.